So since we are already clear on high level on this particular payload, now we will just try to make it a little complex. Okay. So uh, now I'm getting job information multiple times. Now my requirement is to, my business requirement is to, while creating the final structure, I'm having these two fields, previous cost center and current cost center. Okay. So when I'm going to send a file to the target, my target wants what was my previous cost center and what is my current cost center. So if you see, if you notice this particular payload, this job information, the job information is holding the cost center. But this is the top of the stack record. So whatever the company and the cost center I'm having, this is the current. Okay, this is the current record. Current record means whatever at index 0 will be my current record. This index 0. If I want to access index 0, that will be my current record. But how will I get the previous cost center? For getting the previous cost center, I need to run a loop and read all the job information. And when I say all the job information means I need to do a comparison. Okay, so let's take an example. Here, company 1701. Okay, I am going down. What is in the second record also? Here also it's 1701. So it's not a change. Okay, it's still the correct call center. Then I will go further down. Here, if you see, now it is changed. So it has changed at index 1. So how can I implement this logic? So I need to read the entire job information. This particular record, I need to first get the size of this job information, the way we have implemented the previous example. After fetching the size, we need to run a loop. After running within the loop, then we have to implement a logic. We will hold this value. The very first record, we are going to hold it somewhere, and then we will keep on comparing with the next index. If there is a change or not. If there is a change, then we will come out of the loop using a break statement. Otherwise, we will keep on comparing. Now, within this implementation logic, you might have to implement some more things. Means when this record was changed, some other conditions might be there. Okay, so let's not complicate those other conditions. But since it was part of my requirement, I will be showing you in the code. And you can take that code as a reference. And if you are clear on how to implement a loop, how to get multiple values, you can definitely implement it. Okay, so now I'm going to the system. So now I am having these two fields with me, previous cost center and current cost center. So let's say I will implement the previous cost center. I'm just selecting this. Here I am expecting multiple fields. Okay, based on multiple fields, I have to implement some logic. So that depends from your case to case basis. Okay, and if you see here, I am also reading some properties as well in between. Okay, based on the execution date, time, I'm reading the values from the headers and properties, and those values I'm going to implement inside because I would be needing those values. Okay, so so basically this particular user defined function is taking 4-5 input parameters. When I say input parameters, I mean this, I'm referring to this. So in our case, when we have started, we have taken only two parameters, company and cost center. But here I'm taking company, cost center, and date, start date, and all of these are part of the payload. Okay, company, cost center, and date. So if I come here, see company, cost center, this cost center is there. Okay, and date, and what else we are having, start date, execution date, IJKL and S. Okay, start date. Okay, so all of these fields I'm expecting. So these are the input parameters for me. Now I will go inside my script. I will just show you how to write it. You can take it as a reference. So same way, I think this hash map you do not need. Now the redundant code, even You do not need the line number 5 and 6 also you do not need. Okay. But yeah, these are the input parameters, cost center and date like that. You have to implement this and then create a couple of variables for holding. Okay. I'm dealing something with the dates to check whether it's a current date, it's a previous dates. These are some standard functions, Java functions. Okay. That you can implement here. I'm for checking the length. Okay. Checking the length. This is the end date I'm getting. Okay. If I have to check the length, whether it's greater than 1 or not, I have used this. Okay. I'm looking at index 0. So by looking at the code, you will come to know. So what here is a normal if statement. I'm checking the first index, whether the start date is greater than equal to the execution date. Okay. If that is there, then I am checking for number of records are multiple or not. Okay. So here I'm taking the size and then post that I'm implementing the for loop. So this is how you have to do it. And once you think that your logic has implemented, you can just come out of the loop using a break statement. If else, a normal if else statement, and finally is you have to keep on adding this to the output. Okay, so it has multiple cases. So based on that, that logic is implemented. But yeah, this is how it will be implemented. But the problem statement, which has just mentioned you, this particular script is implemented to get you the value of the previous and the current cost center. Okay. So again, same way, if I come to this current cost center, so for current cost center, there will be some different set of logic. Okay. So this is how you can implement it.